Welcome back to The Hub and a warm welcome to the sofa now, Karl and Justin McNeese. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having us again.
Yes, it was early this year, back in January when you came on the show for the first time. It was an extremely hard-hitting interview. You were talking about your experiences, helping out, volunteering in Valencia after those devastating floods.
That's correct.
In October, late October of last year. I know, obviously, it made such an impression on you guys, that the people of Valencia and the areas that you went to in particular made such an impression on you that you were in contact with them and you just wanted to help as much as you could. That led to you going back in March of this year.
Yeah.
Tell us how things are. What, almost 9 months? Well, now we're 9 months on. Obviously, in March it was a bit less.
Yeah.
How are things?
Bueno, first of all, this time we headed up with 2 4x4s. Thankfully, the president of the club, Alfred Balban, and Darren Day joined us on this trip, which we were very grateful to have this backup. This time we went with the idea and the plan of of seeing the residue of what had happened when we left, how things were still were. We had a primary plan, which was basically to work on the local parks, fix the local parks, which Justin is going to explain on that side.
Basically, we set out when we got back to get in contact with the mayor of Algemesi, and we tried to come together with an agreement to fix up some of the parks over there. We had some investors that were willing to go in for it. Unfortunately, that fell through. But it was all right, because we actually heard that the owner of Mercadona was actually taking an initiative throughout the whole of Valencia to restore all of the parks throughout Valencia, which we actually verified once we were actually on site, as soon as we got there. So what we did was, thanks to you guys, GBC and social media, lots of people got in contact with us here in Gibraltar who were wanting to help, and we still get people calling us with offers to help people and how to best help in Valencia. So we decided to get some packages and make them, thanks to RJ Refrigeration. Basically, we got a package of basic appliances, a fridge freezer, a hub, and microwave, that's right. And we identified, with the help of Eugenio, which is a close friend of ours now, that we helped on the first round.
On the garage, there was a garage work, the owner.
So where we pulled out all the garages, he got a lot of information, and we started from there.
Yeah. So first of all, we had a very rough ride over.
We're seeing some pictures of that now.
Yeah, there were warnings all over when we got there. This is the heading up. We encountered a few ramblers on the way, which were quite dangerous to cross on the highway. They were just about to cross. When we arrived, we had Eugenio meet us. We had already spoken to him over media, and he had provided us with a list of all the people that needed help in the homes. So basically, when we got there on the first day, we headed out with Eugenio. And it's not that we didn't trust him, but we wanted to make sure that everybody that did give us a donation, we wanted to ensure that the people that received it were the correct people to give it to.
Of course.
So we went house by house on that list to check every single house. And we saw basically there was a lot. It was, how can I put this? The town area had, it's 100 times better than what it was. We heard that the mayor of Valencia wanted to put a blind eye to what had happened. He didn't want anything visual, reference to the floods, right? So everything on the outside, the streets are clean, new cars are out, some shops are open, some bars are open, but as soon as you open the doors
of the houses,
distraction is completely inside. Wow. So every single family is still going through refurbishments, trying to find, some people are even trying to find new homes and new places to stay, right? After we did that, right, we headed out to do the collection. And we collected all the appliances, and then we headed out to deliver them to the families. The current situation there. Well, before I get to the current situation, a big thank you to GBC for the support media-wise and for helping us get these deliveries done there. And I mean a huge thank you because it really, really helps a lot. Apart from the GBC, I would like to thank the EV Foundation, R&J Refrigeration, Paint Shop, Jeep Telecom, Redso, Aqua Jeep, and Maxi Torres for their support, for their donations. People there are very, very grateful for the support that you have given them. Now, current situation.
The current situation, you've got all of the houses that are in the center of town. They've got a new lick of paint. They're all being cleaned up. There's no mud. But then whenever you go to the outskirts of the town,
Is this the outskirts now?
That's right.
correct.
That's what you can see. These are more. Well, that's a school that is not going to be rebuilt. It's still. It's too bad. It's not economically viable to fix. It's also by the council flats of the town. Again, it's an area that has been hardly hit, the worst hit, and are still in need of help. Over here, we can see on the images frontline houses that the river literally took side on, wall by wall. Even though the river came face on, the second wave of water pushed every wall of every house inwards, one after another.
The power.
Through the inside.
The power behind that.
Through
You can
the
only
inside
imagine.
of the actual houses. I spoke firsthand with one of the guys that actually lived there. He showed me footage on his phone of the day that it actually
You can
happened.
see there when where the water came in through, and then from the inside it broke wall after wall after wall, house after house after house after house.
That's right.
Carry on.
And basically, this guy, he had to survive 6 days on top of those houses with a chicken coop. So it was 6 days there, and the Guardia Civil were delivering supplies over with a helicopter.
Wow.
And airdropping food and water onto them, and they had to stay there 6 days until they actually could get taken out, because the water was still there. They couldn't get to them. Too much current of the water receding back away from the river, and that's what they had.
You have to wonder if, like, because of what it did to the walls, the structural integrity of that house. He was on the roof, but
It was
that
the
could
only
have
thing
collapsed
there.
at
The
any
water was
point as well.
approximately 1.80 to 2 meters inside those homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have
It
taken
was
the
higher
house
than me.
with it.
It was higher than me.
Absolutely.
It was
They
quite
were-
shocking. but
They were
was
lucky
in there.
that the house actually, I suppose that when this lateral structure gave way, the water could now go through it, and at least
Yeah.
that's what kept the roof sturdy.
But most of the people that were on that line, on the front line, all those people were swept away. Those walls were taken down and they
Yeah.
were swept away. And
Yeah.
they are alive today thanks to neighbors that saw them swimming, floating on La Riada, no? On
People were throwing down bed sheets across the river
To try and grab
them,
onto,
people,
to grab onto
to
something.
grab them
Yeah.
in.
anything.
And these are the guys that unfortunately are still without homes.
Yeah.
Because they've been they were council houses to start with. They're obviously not economically that well off. 4 months on, they have had no help, and they're still waiting for the new reallocation of their homes.
And we were extremely lucky
Yeah.
to get in touch with all those families. And thanks to, again, to all those companies that helped us and to GBC, we ensured that they were the ones that needed it. They were the ones that needed the
sounds
help.
like
So we had 4 families. No, era que ayudamos ahí?
6.
Yeah, sorry. We had 6 families from there and just random families on different homes.
11 into this time round, we managed to help 11 houses in total.
Yeah.
6 houses completely kitted up with the packages that we got.
Yeah.
But the good thing was, even though that the mayor has wanted to shut down even the official distribution is, you don't see Action Aid, you don't see La Cruz Roja, nobody is there.
Makes you very angry.
But
And why is that?
Because he doesn't want the people to live with those memories. He doesn't want the world to see. We all know what's happening with the mayor, you know? 80% of Valencia hate him for the reasons, no? For whatever happened, because he didn't take the action in time or whatever. And I think it's got a lot to do, no?
yeah, absolutely.
It's got a lot to do with that.
For him, it needs to look as good as
Exactly.
possible as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do. And,
Yeah.
and obviously he wants to make everybody carry on with their new lives. When we were there, the fire was on. And what did we see? Maybe 4 or 5 kids
Yeah.
out playing. Nobody even wanted to celebrate it in that town.
Yeah. It was incredible. People were not up for partying, obviously. There was still a lot of frustration. When we went near to the front line, we were doing deliveries because we had heard that there was this hidden store that they were collecting furniture, but they weren't able to distribute it. Luckily enough, we had the van, thanks to you guys, and we managed to provide support. So we headed out and we started distributing all this furniture. To the areas where we distributed these areas, which was the real needed one, the frontliners, there was so much frustration and so much stress. There were arguments. There were people telling us, why them and not us? And why are you helping here? And why are you not helping there?
It's a very fraught situation.
So it's still very much alive. Even though months have gone by, plenty of months have gone by, there are many, many areas that are just completely abandoned. And I literally mean abandoned.
I mean, from some of that footage, it looks like it happened yesterday.
Exactly.
And nothing has really changed.
Exactly. Those places are untouched.
Yeah.
Those places. This is what we provided to the people on
Those are the
the
fridges,
line.
yeah?
That's correct.
This is
This is the daughter of one of the women that couldn't come. So we took it to her house, and she was going to give it to her mum when the council gave them a home. Here on this photo, you can see Justin with Eugenio, and you can see how high the water came into that house. Yeah, and that's how they lost everything. That's Darren Day from the 4x4 Club, again showing the altitude on the streets of the height of what the water got into. There was something very beautiful when we got there. From all the sadness, from all the stress and frustration that was still very much alive there, the recognition that we received in Valencia was another level. And it wasn't... There were neighbors that had prepared things for us, but that wasn't the real recognition that got us was that we were driving the car through Valencia, through Algemesi, and in zebra crossing we were stopped. This woman started crossing, staring at us, just staring at us, and out of her face would change from serious to smiling, and then it's them. Yeah. And a lot of little examples like this happened. We had the 4x4 parked, for example, and Justin saw this. You want to explain yourself?
One of the times we actually were offloading extra furniture to one of the guys' houses. I had the car parked, and 2 of the kids suddenly ran from the side of the road. Yes, that's the car. That's the one. Not even us. It wasn't about us. It was about the car. And the guy just ran and jumped and hugged the body.
And even you guys.
I let him have the moment with the car. I didn't want to get involved.
It was that moment. It was that moment.
I mean, it just shows the difference you're making. It's incredible. It's incredible what you guys are doing. And we could honestly be here all night.
Oh, without a single doubt on that one.
We're going to have you guys back.
It really is amazing. And
it's like we always say to you, we could spend here 2 hours.
Yeah, you could.
Story after
for
story
sure.
after
And we could
story
be
after
2 hours
Unfortunately, in a few months, we'll probably
we always just try to get the most important things out,
of course.
and through there.
And moving forward, like you said, it doesn't end here. No, it continues.
We're in constant communication every week. We have a message from one of the. We've actually got thanks to the yoga center, we've got a sponsored kid that I was. She had cancer. And her family they were self-employed. They had their own business, and basically they didn't have enough money to pay for the tuition fees after losing all of the income. So at least she's managed to finish.
You'll have to tell us more about that story.
See, we'll have to have like a regular bit on that for you guys to come
Karl and
on
Justin,
every
thank
few
you
months.
so much.
Thank you for giving us the time.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
And coming up after the break, we'll be talking about a much-loved event.